Hi, my name's Kip, and I was the creative trainer for the SNAPSHOTS project in 2022. The project aims to help academic researchers produce photographs that communicate their work creatively to a wide audience. We all snap pictures with our smartphones, but how do you go beyond just making a picture of something literal? How do you show your audience that you have something more complex and nuanced to say? Photography is both a craft and an art, so my job was to introduce the researchers to the technical fundamentals of the craft, light, composition, aperture and so on, as well as expose them to the concepts around making images that have meaning. For the first year of the project, COVID restricted us to online workshops, but this time we could meet in person to study the technical and conceptual fundamentals of photography and discuss the development of their individual creative ideas. Viviana, Wendy and Ruth, it was a real pleasure to work with you.
My aim was to give an idea of the everyday life of a scientist, and I think photography is really handy for that because it can communicate different concepts in just one picture, but also it can communicate feeling and emotions to the observer. And my idea was at the beginning was to realize a series of images, but then after many brainstorming and during our workshops, we came out with a final idea which I quite liked because I could express everything I wanted in just one shot, which I think is really powerful. I quite like taking part in this project because first it allowed me to look at my job and my life from different perspectives and analyze each aspect of it in a way I never done it before. But also it allowed me to put together my passion for photography and my job, and I hope I will be able to keep doing that moving forward and use this new tool to express my ideas and communicate my ideas to the public.
So many use the term mental health as a euphemism for mental ill health, which has created confusion as to what we mean by the concepts. However, mental health and mental ill health are not synonymous. Mental health or mental well-being could be described as flourishing in life, experiencing positive emotions, and functioning well both psychologically and socially. In contrast, mental ill health focuses on mental health difficulties that negatively impact on functioning. Mental health and mental ill health can be considered as separate but interrelated constructs. We can experience positive mental health regardless of whether we experience mental ill health. At the Red Centre, one of the things that we aim to do is to better understand what factors might help to explain not only the development of poor mental health, but also what might promote positive mental health and well-being. Our research suggests that the environments or experiences that we have can have an important impact on mental health and well-being. And we were inspired to take photographs of the natural world, which show us that our environments or our experiences are important for healthy development. Plants also grow across time, and our research takes what we call a developmental perspective. We look at how we grow and change across time and what might help us to understand how we change. So we considered plants to be a good starting point for our photographs. One set of images shows sunflowers across time. We were introduced to the photography of Robert Mapplethorpe, who takes portraits of flowers, and we were inspired by this idea. So using portraiture, we sought to create a set of images to illustrate how we might think about mental health and mental well-being. We also wanted to show mental health can fluctuate across time. So to create these images, we showed a sunflower at different periods. We took these images over a number of weeks, first showing it thriving to depict mental health and well-being, but we also hoped to represent a more complex and nuanced perspective of mental health difficulties, with our other images showing the flower starting to struggle, suggesting the importance of early supports, and the latter image showing a plant struggling, but with seeds in the face or the head of the flower showing the possibility of recovery. Because positive mental health or well-being and poor mental health are linked but distinct, we aimed to identify images that would demonstrate this concept. So for our second submission, we created one image of a water lily where we can see both above and below the waterline. We wanted to show that we can experience well-being and mental health difficulties at the same time. The water lily is healthy and thriving, but below the waterline it looks somewhat less positive. It is murky with weeds growing, suggesting poorer mental health. We also wanted to show that mental health problems are not always visible. They can be hidden below the waterline. To create this image, we used a waterproof camera and submerged half the camera in the water so that we can see what is both above and below the waterline. Taking part in this project was a really exciting challenge. It made us think about how we communicate our research and how we can use metaphor and imagery to help us with this. Across both our submissions, we sought to tell a story through images that might open up discussions around mental health and well-being. And we hope this provides an opportunity to create a dialogue that focuses on mental health and well-being and factors that might promote positive mental health. Going forward, we would like to think about how we can portray the complexities around risk and protective factors for youth development and mental health, and how we might communicate this. We also hope to continue to use creative approaches in other areas of our research. It would also be fantastic to have a dialogue with others to see what positive mental health might mean to them and how they might represent it, so that we can have a better understanding of what might promote positive mental health and well-being.